Yes, we are. Welcome to International Racing League, Season 6, Round 20, IRL F1. Today we're at Germany, only this round, and next week will be the final round, which is Brazil, which the championship's already been wrapped up before the 2 round, which is a shame to see. I would like to have seen the championship then. But I am introduced with Kevin as my co-commentator.
Oh.
So we're going to bring you Germany. Hopefully there's going to be some wet weather today, as we've seen a lot of dry spells recently. I'll have to wait and see who's going to be at the top spot today, as if you want to go down the penalties and everything what happened for the top tier last week. Kevin?
I'm doing the tweet right now, so...
I'll do them. That's okay. Well, Kevin does a tweet then. I'll show you the steward findings. So, the incident between Sterling and Khan, there was on lap 13, turn 2, was NFA, so no further action was taken. As we have 13 drivers, there is a 14th driver meant to be turning up today, as I will get all the hood up. That should be correct. And yes. Also, incident between Jay and Khan, lap 7, turn 2, also in turn 2, got a 10-second time penalty given to Jay. This lost the Red Bull, they won 2, and it dropped J to P5. Venom penalty was removed on lap 24. He had a 5-second penalty for some reason, but he got reduced to 3. And I think he didn't move up. No, he didn't move any position. So Rafa actually won last week's race, with Matthew in 2nd, and Lewis Kerr 3rd, and Lee Kelly 4th, and Jay in 5th. As right now everybody is going out on their outlaps, and I believe Can is the first one to go on his outlap. As we can see, Ollie Flavel, we've heard rumours that he's left the McLaren team basically when he was like as a reserve. He has now joined Racing Point, I believe, now to the end of the season, so he will be Can's teammate. Just Can will be a bit happy with that now. He's got a teammate back and can score some points, and hopefully Can, as Matthew has joined the session, so he did lag out, so it was Matthew who actually left. So, which is not like him. So hopefully he's going to miss out quality though, so Matthew will be last. Which would be nice to see, where Matthew can fight through the field, see if he can get unscathed, as right now though, Can is the first one out on the outlap, then it's a McLaren. Then a Toro Rosso, Mercedes, a McLaren, Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, and then Ollie in the other Racing Point. Kevin, have you finalised that tweet?
I have now.
Good man.
That was much earlier than normal, I like that.
There's also just some information as well. The highlights from last week's race have just been released. If you do want to watch that as well, you can tune in with Kevin's skill, as Can's already invalidated, so I believe that is actually Venom, who was in F2 a few races ago, is back in F1. Did alright in Hungary, got I believe 6th in the race, could have got a bit higher, but I think penalties let him down. Look, Venom's got a point to prove in this tier, as he locks up into turn 1 on the hard tyres, in the easiest corner to get right, but let's see what he can do. As yellows, as a Toro Rosso and a Racing Point have invalidated their runs. Now there's another little lock up there from Venom, as he's the corner's nice and tidy. And he's coming in the final section now, which he could save a lot of ERS on. Let's see what time he will do. I believe this will be provisional pole anyway, because he was the first one on the lap. Let's wait and see, as I think that yellow's off Can. But here comes Venom to the line. What time is it going to be? And it's going to be a 112.8 on the set of hard tyres. And I believe the person was next was the other McLaren of Lee Kelly. Will Lee Kelly be able to beat his teammate? Let's see what the McLarens can do today, because they were showing some strong pace last week. And there's Lee Kelly, 112.7, 1/10 quicker than his teammate. And then I believe it's Brandon who was invalidated. So is the Toro Rosso, but then I think Ollie's next, and he's also invalidated on his time. So
yeah,
is
Lee,
it
not even a tenth, it's more like half a tenth, so like very close.
Oh yeah, true, you're right. But here comes Diego, going to try and salvage the Alfa Romeo to see if they can get him in the constructors. He's currently in 3rd place. He's got a lot of pressure on his plate. He's the only one. Oh, Sondre has crashed. Oh, sorry, no, Sondre hasn't crashed. Sondre is actually retired, but he's retired in the pit. But there's a Ferrari. Lewis Curtis. It was actually meant to be in the Williams, but he's in the Ferrari for today. Sterling takes 3rd place, 113.1. So Sterling will be happy with that as for that run. Is there anybody you want to go over on, Kevin, on a commercial lap? Who's on a lap right now?
Just trying to look. It's like everyone's kind of finishing their laps.
Well, I think Rafa's
Brand's
on a lap. If Brand's on last sector on a lap, we'll go on him.
Yeah, okay. Coming to the final few corners. Obviously haven't seen... Oh, actually, no, he's just sported it, seems. Or
actually, well, we'll go on board with him
he's
soon.
starting one again. Yeah, he's going to be starting a lap now, so we can actually go on board with him.
Okay, yeah, we'll start over.
So, yeah, through turn 1, you got to get the steering perfect for that corner to gain the maximum without invalidating, and it looks like he's got that very well, as Diego puts it on provisional pole. And actually,
Bran's gone!
Goes Bran. Could this hinder anyone else? No, it won't. But yeah, Bran at the exit of the corner, just losing it.
Rafa's left for a minute back to finish his lap in sector 3. So could we see a Red Bull 1-2 in quali? They were strong last week, but we'll see it again. As he's come around the final, that could have been invalidated. 112.2 though, it was validated, and he's pole position. Well, actually, quite a lot actually there. I believe Jay's on a lap. If you want to go, nope, he's not. Jay's also not on a lap. So, what about Brett? Nope, Staffan's made it. So I think we have 15 drivers today. Anyone you see on a lap right now? Oh, actually, Ollie's on a lap for you there, Matt. If you want to do that one.
Yeah. So coming through sector 2 to finish sector 2, that is, and he's 3.5 seconds up on his time. Obviously, he would be. His first lap wasn't very good. So we'll see what he can do. His teammate currently just ahead of him in 7th. Going around the final corner, he doesn't get the best entry through that corner. And now trying to maximise his exit. And he puts it in 2nd. 4/10 off Rafa though. So seems like Rafa's lap was very, very good. Although is Matthew
bounced it, lagged out, and he's made it back. So Matthew will be starting last.
Well, that's unfortunate for him, but then
speaking about the side,
maybe his tyre choice would be better for him.
Yeah, you're right there. Speaking about a person who's been unfortunate, Brandman Lover. He has both times have spun it, and he's not finding grips to the car right now, as we can see he's struggling to merc on those hard compound of tyres. So maybe we may see a 2-stop strategy from him, soft, medium, medium, as we have been hinted that the Renault team may be doing that. So right now, look, your top 3 in quali is Rafa 1st, Lee Kelly in 2nd, and Ollie in 3rd. And you know what we've got to do yet again, Kevin, we did this last week, is the qualifying prediction.
Yep. Well, I mean, it's the start of quali. People, it's kind of the same excuse as last time, but people will improve on their laps. Guess you can go first then.
Alright then, well, I believe Rafa's going to get pole. I think he's going to keep it. Jay close 2nd, and then Diego 3rd, and I'm going to give Ollie 4th today.
I'm going to say Jay is going to take the pole from Rafa, so Red Bull front will walk out like you, just the other way around. I'm going to say that I'm going to put a Brandon in P3 and Ollie in P4.
Well, speaking about Brand right now, he's currently on a lap, and I'm seeing a lot of the rear end just kicking out from him. He's really struggling for traction. So at the start of his lap, well, the final corner on the exit, he almost lost it, and then in turn 3, I believe that is. Yeah, turn 3, where he almost lost the rear. So right now, Brand is on his lap, trying to get these hards to work. He's done 4 laps on them, so they should be heated up enough. Should be getting good, and there again, he's just struggling, runs a bit wide, and that has invalidated his time. So that is him basically off his hard run. Will he peel into the pits, I wonder?
He's also got Jay just behind him on an outlap.
So Jay will be next on
I want to go out on board with Jay to do his first lap.
Go on board with Jay
on
right
the
now.
final corner, you do need a pretty good exit because it will affect you really all the way down to turn 2. So now he's going to get the power down and into turn 1. You got to get it right here. He may have invalidated. Looks like he hasn't though. So he's maximized turn 1 through turn 2. It's pretty difficult to get the traction down as we've seen from Brandon. But he actually makes it pretty well. No
Apparently it's purple in sector 1.
So through the hairpin, some people do gear 2, most people will do got onto gear 1 short shift, and he does that, so that should be the best that you can really take the hairpin. And now through this tricky left-right section, where it's kind of easy to lose the car and actually very easy to invalidate as well. He gets through that quite well, and through this kind of not so much flat out right-hander, and now through the hairpin. Pretty good into these last few corners. It seems like a pretty good lap, nice and hooked up through the final corner. Now he goes a little bit wide, and it's going to be an 11.9, 2 almost 3 seconds tenths rather faster than Rafa.
That was a very good lap there from Jay. We did see on the telemetry it was saying he was purple. So the Red Bulls now showing some pace. They've been struggling all season, but right now the Red Bulls are saying we had the championship last season. We've lost it this season. We're gonna have it next season, hopefully. Suffin has now left the session. Hopefully he can make it back. He has 7 minutes to rejoin.
Yeah, about the Red Bulls, ever since Baku, they've been really on it. Both of them have been up there. They've put themselves in good positions, and obviously they're 1-2 before the series report last week was obviously quite a statement. So yeah, they've been doing very, very well, and it looks like, hey, this kind of pace they'll lock out the front row. Matthew also starting last puts them in a really good position to get that 1-2 that was taken away last week.
Yeah, you are right there. Good evening, Tim. Welcome to the stream. It's nice to see you here. But right now, though, we're on board with TF1 Leclerc in the Toro Rosso. The last season, we're going to see the Toro Rosso brand. Only 2 rounds left, as it will be now known as AlphaTauri, with an amazing livery it has, which is white and blue, which is quite nice to see. And McLaren's got a nice livery as well. So right now, though, we're on board with Lucas, I believe this is, right now. I believe it's Lucas, isn't it, Leclerc?
Yeah, Lucas Serra.
Yeah, that's it. So Lucas is getting a nice tight section through that tricky left-right. Nice and tidy though. No running wide or getting invited close to the wall as possible, as we did see last season IRL F2 when Marcel and Paco had a bit of contact, and it kind of thrown away Paco's IRL F2 championship away. But right now though, it's IRL F1, and we can see Lucas is really pushing the Toro Rosso. What time will it go? As apparently he's off, and he is off. I think he actually invalidated his lap. I think that's why it went purple.
I think when he went wide just before the fast right-hander at the end of sector 2, I think he invalidated, but just kept going.
So we've got on board with Sterling right now, who is on a lap on a set of medium tyres, currently 3.5 tenths up on his time. As I'm hoping the Williams
as well. He went P2 on medium, still just over a tenth off. So this shows how good Jay's time was.
That is true. Let's see what Sterling can do. As Ollie's not that far behind him. Is actually no, that is actually Can. So Can actually might be on another lap. As here comes Sterling then. Right in the final corner. What time will it be? Oh, runs a bit at a bad exit. That is a 111.9. Promotes him to P2. Can't beat Jay on a set of hards. So Jay has done a very good lap.
Close, though, 16/100ths of a second separating.
As Diego will be next to start a lap, unless Venom's actually on a lap right now, and he is. As if you want to go on his lap, Kevin, right now.
Yes, so he's in sector 2 now. It would be through his left-hander. and then this right-hander where you got to commit to it, but you can't commit too much or you'll invalidate, and also the exit, very easy to invalidate through his fast right-hander, and it's very nice when you get it right. Easy to lose a little bit of time though. Now through these tricky left-right-handers, very easy to lose the back end and lose quite a bit of time, but he hasn't. And now through the final corner, maximises his exit.
Pole!
And that is pole by 3/10. Very good lap from him.
Good luck there for Venom, and that would be a big confidence boost to his time. And he's proven yet again he deserves to be in F1 right now, as he's took pole position currently. Ahead of Jay by a few tenths, and maybe on a different compounded tyre, but that's still a few tenths. Jay could have actually maximised those hard run and could easily mess up his medium run, as he will be on a lap very soon. As we will stay on board with him right now, as I believe Rafa's actually finishing it. Oh no, Rafa's actually going to start lap. So actually we'll go on board with Rafa then. Goes into turn 1. I think that was a cut, and I think that's game over. No, he's still going, so it didn't look that much of a cut then, and it just looked a bit weird on the screen. As Brandon's also on a lap right behind him, so we will keep an eye on Brandon as well. As right now though, Rafa up by 3/10. Diego sets a new fastest lap, 1:11.5. So this just proves Venom's got the pace here today. He's only 1/10 off Diego. As Rafa now goes in the hairpin, goes to gear 1, short shift to second, and then quickly starts climbing up the gears, climbing up the revs and speed. This little kink of a right, little left-hander, which then goes into another little kink of a left, into a little right. Got to get it nice and tight. Make sure you don't run too wide, because you will invalidate, as we've just seen Brandon extremely wide as he comes through the fast right now. Rafa really pushing this Red Bull to its limits to try and see if he can beat Jay today in qualifying. Oh, was Rafa, that's a bit of corrective there, steering, as it looked like he almost lost it. Going around the final 2 corners, what time will he do? As we will go on board with Bran very shortly. He takes pole, 1:11.3. What about Bran? Will Bran take it? Bran takes P7. What about Jay? Is Jay on a lap? Yes, he is. Jay hasn't invalidated, but apparently he's 4 seconds off the pace. And yes, he must have actually invalidated his first run, so I don't believe this will be a lap. As right now, he will be starting his lap now, so we'll go on board with Jay. If you can keep an eye on, Kevin, can you keep an eye on Lee when he's about to start a lap, please?
Alright.
As right now, Jay is in turn 2.
It looks like he invalidated Jay in turn 1 now, I'm not sure.
He actually did, so we'll go back on Lee. So if you want to get ready to commentate it, is that? Just give me a minute, I just need to put something in the chat.
So they're just little bits of weaving there to warm up his tyres the last minute, and now through the final corner he'll be getting the power down to start his lap. Now into turn 1, see if he can take it well, and he has actually taken it very well with a very, very nice exit as well. Gains quite a lot of time there, good for him. Now through turns 2 and 3, where it can be quite tricky for traction. No problems for Lee at this moment. And now down the straight, coming into the hairpin, where you really got get it right and make sure you don't go deep, and he has actually got deep. He misses the apex, and that will lose him a little bit of time. And now in sector 2, through this left-hander, straight on to a right-hander, that is seems very, very easy to validate, and he's actually lost it slightly.
Oh, there's an Alpha. That is Brett. Brett is round.
Yeah, there's yellow flags in all 3 sectors there as well.
I believe that's Jay. I think Rafa's gone off. As quality has ended, so this will be Lee's final attempt. Let's see what lap he does. Will he take pole? Oh, no, he doesn't. There's 1:11.9, takes P5. I believe Jay is on a lap. No, Jay isn't. So Rafa looks like he's taken pole. Can anyone beat him? Sterling's on a lap. Let's see if anyone's ahead of him. What about Brandon? Brandon is ahead. So Brandon will be finishing his lap, and then we'll go on board with Sterling, and then we'll go on board with Ollie, I believe. As here comes Bran. Has he got anything to say for pole position? No, it's P4 with the 1:11.8. As now we will jump on board with Sterling in the Williams. His teammate is, basically going to be lining up with Matthew. Oh, and that's going to be an invalidation from Sterling. I don't think it's going to be any improvement.
Ollie's through the final 2 corners now. He's going to be finishing a lap.
What will Ollie be doing? Will he take any more positions? Let's see what he does. And no, he backs off. I don't believe anyone else.
He's still improved there, though, so it's... I'm not sure why he did that.
He may have thought those people still on a lap, possibly hoping that he got dropped at the top 10, but he will be starting on those mediums.
Now we just kind of wait for Rafa's car to get brought in.
Yep. And he has to retire it as well. So the top 3 then is...
For Jay, it could be a blessing or a curse, starting on the hards. If there's no safety car, he can do something similar to Hungary, and if there isn't, or if there is a safety car, then the strategy is going to get messed up. So he'll be open for no safety car, and it's a bit unlucky that he didn't get mediums because he could have also gone for pole. But.
Yeah, you are correct there. However, Rafa finally beats his teammate in quali, takes pole position in the Red Bull, 111.3. Diego comes back for Alfa Romeo's hopes to try and catch the Renaults in the Constructors' title in 2nd place. 3rd place is Venom, great performance from him, 11.6. Brandon 4th with 11.8 on the mediums, but Jay, impressive driving in 5th on the set of hard tyres with 11.9. He's going to have the youngster of Lee Kelly with a 111.9 as well in 6th. Sterling in 7th with also 111.9. In 8th, Khan does a 112 flat. Ollie in 9th with a 112.4. Lucas in 10th with a 112.8 on hard tyres. Brett in 11th with 12.9 on softs. And I believe that was Sondre and Lewis Curtis with no time set since they both retired. And I believe Matthew Alder is right behind them too. Well then, race prediction then. Kevin, I'm going to let you go first this time. Excuse me.
I'm going to say that there's no safety cars and Jay's strategy actually works out. He takes the win. Rafa's 2nd, so Red Bull 1-2. Matthew Collins takes his first IRL podium in F1. And then who will I put in? I'll put Matthew in 4th.
Okay then. Well, I'm going to go a bit different. I think Rafa's going to win. I think Jay 2nd. I'm going to go Matthew 3rd. I'm going to give him a bit of confidence there. I think he can get through the field. And I'm going to give the youngster of Lee Kelly in 4th, with Venom in 5th. I think the McLaren's going to be 4th or 5th today. As right now the formation lap is underway, as I'll just get everything up dead quick.
Looking at it actually, this is a pretty good situation for the Alphas. Both Alphas ahead of both Renaults. I'm not sure if Brett's actually going to be scoring points for Alpha, but
I can clarify. As will Matthew be on default setup? No, Lewis. They actually fixed the did an update where if you join late into a race, you actually can use your own setup now. Even with Pot Fermion off, they've actually now put that in place. So Matthew hopefully will have a setup. As also Verstappen, who I believe was actually who was Verstappen again?
I don't know.
No. I'll find out. Where's Sondre put that? No, for some reason I can't find it. I will find it on Sondre's Twitter. They're quick. Apologies for this. For some reason I can't find it. What the hell? No, that's F2. Ah, there's F1. I think that was TF1 Geta, I believe. I think this is Gaston Maldonado. I could be wrong. But yeah, I think that's him. As we're about to start this race, as everyone has come up on the grid, Now down to 2 lights, 3 lights, now 4 lights. Now the final 5th light has started, and they're off. And off where we go as Diego's had an alright start, but Rafa's had a better start than him. Rafa will take the lead into the first corner as we drop back. Hopefully there's no carnage at the start. And yes, there's a little bit of carnage between Matthew Alder and Lewis Curtis. Lewis drops to 14th, gets past Gaston Maldonado. Sondre drops to 15th after a poor start. But back to the battle for the lead. As there's the actually yellows. Yellows in... Actually, no yellows. My eyes. Just look like there's yellows because of Leclerc. But, oh, yes, there's yellows!
Brett's round.
Brett's round. There was... I don't know what happened there. I don't know if that was desync or nothing. Oh, and so is Lewis. Lewis is out. Lewis is into the wall. So Lewis' race has already gone. And there's a safety car by lap 1. And there's already a 5-second penalty. Wow. It's already been dramatic already, ladies and gentlemen. As Kevin, you know the new rule that's been in place as well, if you can announce that on the stream.
Yeah, basically there is a glitch with the safety car that IRL has recognised, IRL admins recognised that basically the leader can be told to pass the safety car even though they're leading and they're not meant to. So pretty much, if that happens, you have to stay just in front of the safety car until the safety car comes back in, and then once it comes back in, you can continue as the leader as normal. If you don't do that, then you will be disqualified from the race.
As the safety car is weighing on the grid. Jay, I don't know if this helps Jay really. It could. It has promoted him to 3rd place, and Benham is still in 2nd. So the Red Bulls are looking for 1-2 as Sterling is in the pits, and so is Ollie. So Ollie's going for a wing change and for the set of hard tyres. Sterling, the exact same strategy. So these two must have come together at one point. Have a quick stop for the racing point. Who's going to be out first? And it is the Williams. The Williams will be out first. All the racing point. As next year will be the Racing Point's last season in F1, as it will be known as Aston Martin. And we'll also find out the 2020 Williams livery later this Monday coming up, and rumours that it's going to be the old traditional design, blue, white and red, which I hope not. I do like this colour what they have, but it is what it is. However, back to the front, Rafa in first on a set of medium tyres, Venom in 2nd also on mediums. However, Jay isn't the odd duckling, as I can say, is currently in 3rd place on a set of hard tyres. Bran in 4th, where he's trying to get in the driver's standings on a set of mediums. Diego in P5, hopefully trying to salvage some points from Renault. Lee Kelly in 6th, Can in 7th on a set of mediums. Lucas and Matthew Alder both on hards, 8th and 9th. So Matthew's got a jail out of free card really out of the crash. Lucas got the good start as well, starting from the backfield, 15th, now to 10th. Also on a set of medium tyres, Sondre now 11th on a hard. Brett, after that spin he had on one of the drivers, is now back to 12th with a set of mediums. Sterling 13th and Ollie 14th on fresh set of hards, who may not have to pit again. So don't count out Ollie or Sterling in today's race. Gotta say, Kevin, I wasn't expecting the safety car though by lap 1.
Yeah, it's a little bit of Jay is round, and Brand's also involved in whatever happened there.
Oh, no, this isn't good for him. This isn't good for him. Has he got wing damage? Yes,
yeah,
he's got big wing damage. Has Brand rear-ended him? Now, Brand's now has to stay in 11th.
What happened there?
Actually, no, Brand has to drop to 12th. What's Brand doing? Brand is overtaking on the safety car. That is against the rules. And that may penalise him. He has to give the positions back. He has been dropped back out of the field. He was off the track. If he wasn't off the track, then I understand. But right now, though, he's passing everybody. And he's causing carnage. He needs to stop trying to pass everybody. This is not allowed. Bran, what are you doing? Bran needs that's a little bit of karma to Bran. Bran needs to stop trying to pass people. Bran is possibly going to get a big penalty the way he's going. But Bran is just rear-ending people. I don't
understand what he's doing, but
Bran's got another 5 second. What is going on? Well, Jay and Bran are going to have to peel into the pits for new front wings. And there we have it. And there's more contact. What is going on with this safety car? However, the lights are about to go out and we will go on board with Rafa. Rafa takes the front with Venom in second. Diego P3 now with Lee Kelly in the wings. Could we see a McLaren's both in the podium this year? We'll have to wait and see. But right now, though, Venom's on the attack on Rafa. And Gaston Maldonado, I believe, and Jay and Bran have peeled into the pits. Very unfortunate for them, and it's very unfortunate for Jay because now he will have to possibly do a two-stop strategy. But here comes Venom, getting closer and closer to Rafa. Will he go for a lunge into turn one? We'll have to wait and see. No, he doesn't. But what about Diego and Lee? Lee's thinking about it. Lee's going to make it work. Oh, almost rear-ends his teammate. Runs deep and loses the position with Diego. Lee is really feisty for podium position today. As he's going on the outside, looks at it. Diego cuts him off a little bit. Clean racing but fair. He has to watch out now because Can is right in 5th. Not that far behind him. And then he's got Matthew Alder in 6th. Drivers champion for this season. Currently doing a great drive. I'm starting near the back of the grid.
Yes, Sondre going side by side with Ollie and Sterling. He's actually just got passed by Ollie and Sterling. I'm not sure if he has any damage or anything. He doesn't.
There's no wing damage as I can see. So. Alder back to the battle for P3. Lee Kelly is lost a little bit of time to Diego. Alder Rafa set the new fastest lap. 1:15 flat by lap number 5. However, DRS will be enabled very shortly. As right now, though, Lee is losing a little bit of time now to Diego. He needs to catch a little bit before Diego gets into their DRS range, as he already is in their DRS range. As right now, though, Lee is staying with Slipstream, as we've got this nice halo view. As I will keep an eye on other battles as well if we see Sondre and Ollie get closer. However, though, the gap has right now, though, Lee is closing, but Diego's also closing on Venom, and Rafa's pulling away a little bit. And there's battles all over the track. As we now have 9 viewers, welcome to the stream. As right now, though, I have to say I am a bit disappointed in Brand with that. I don't understand why it was passed under the safety car. It's not like within the rules to pass a safety car when it's out. Even if you've gone off the track, you're not really allowed to re-overtake. As Rafa does set the new fastest lap, 1:14.9, and Lee has now lost a little bit of touching distance to Diego. And this is a 5-way fight for the lead, almost a 6-way fight if Matthew starts to get closer, as he actually has managed to get closer, so it is a 6-way fight for the lead. And Diego's out of DRS range. This is good news for Lee Kelly. Lee Kelly can now close a lot of time on Diego.
Yeah, and this will be good for the top 2 as well. They can start making a little bit of a gap, and then there'd end up being a fight for 3rd, and if they keep fighting then they won't be able to get away because of the powerful DRS and slipstream. So yeah, it's very good for themselves. Very good position.
As you are correct there, as there is another battle on track for the fewer positions further down. Bran versus Jay and Gaston Maldonado, I believe. As right now, though, no overtakes look like are getting taken place. However, though, we'll go back on board with Lee Kelly now. He has closed a little bit now on Diego. The McLaren driver is now starting to pick up the pace.
Dropping off constantly from the top 2. He's just doesn't seem to have the pace right now.
Well, this is good news for Diego. Matthew Alder is in 6th, and there's yellows. That is Lucas. Lucas is gone. Lucas is round, it looks like. Yep, Lucas went round there. As we go back aboard with Lee Kelly, though. He's really closing on Diego, and he needs to get this position done as long as he doesn't want to get passed by Can, Matthew, and possibly Lucas, if Lucas can start closing the gap. As Gaston has retired. Lee's going on the outside of Diego. Diego's going on the inside defending. Very smart defensive drive. Diego has to realise he's there. He's going to have to be close. Bit of lag. Problems with connection. They're side by side. They're going to have to give each other space. Will Lee dive it? We've seen battles like this before, and Lee's going on the inside. This is great racing to see from the youngster of Lee Kelly, and he gets ahead of Diego. Now Can's looking hungry for P4. Could he get his first podium of the season? We have to watch out for Matthew. Matthew's being very ambitious, going on the inside of Can. Tries it, going to go on the outside, can't make it work, and is going to have to wait a little bit as we get a nice nose cam view of Can's rear end. Looking on the outside, trying to make a gap, can't find the move. Oh, as he's got a good exit at the final corner, and will he take the position from Can into turn 1? And Can backs off, very sensible there from Can there. However, Matthew is now on hot pursuit on Diego to try and wrap up the Renault's constructors.
Yeah, Diego's also really close to Lee. They only will have DRS, so he should be able to make a move into the hairpin. And like Lee did on him, he's going to go to the inside as well. Laid on the brakes for both of them. He'll have the preferred line going into the corner.
Lee switches it
back up into P3.
Great driving there from Diego. Diego's managed to keep his cool there. As we can see, Sterling there, I thought that was Matthew Old, unfortunately he is, and Williams meant to be in the Renault. Look at Lee Kelly, great move. Oh, runs off a bit wide. He almost could have confirmed that position, and that would have been a great move. He would have done a copycat what I did to Marcel last season. But unfortunately, he didn't manage to pull it off as Diego almost hits that wall there. Almost as a Marcel and Paco Suarez. As right now, though, Matthew Alder is now starting to close up on Lee Kelly. This isn't good news for Lee if he wants a podium position, because Matthew is hungry on a different compound of tyres on a set of hards. But this is good news for the top two, Venom and Rafa. Look how close Venom is now. He's really closing on Rafa, and Venom gets a penalty though there, and that's going to cost him a little bit of time. But Venom looks like he's got the pace to win this race as he locks up into turn 2. As Brett now gets another 3 second. But I've got to stay on board with the battle for P3. This is a bigger fight. The guy who won the championship, a person who dreamed to win the championship, and a person who's trying to save the constructors from Renault. And it's going to be 3 wide into the hairpin. Matthew, Lee Kelly and Diego going side by side. And very smart from Matthew. Oh, a bit of contact between Lee and Matthew there. More chaos in today's race. And Can salvaged.
Past him on the exit.
Great straight line speed. Oh, and there's contact further behind. That is Brett and Sterling. Sterling's round. Drops to 11th, lost a big chunk of his wing.
Lee and Can are still going side by side. Can got a better exit, and
Lee gets it back.
Slots in behind him.
Great move there from Lee. Unfortunately, I did miss that because we did see the carnage between Sterling and Brett. So that may be investigated after the end of the race. Now look, back to we're going to have a go on the battle for the lead now. Well, I'm going to say, Paco, I have to mention you there. You know, it is now your thing, crashing in it. But got to spice up the action right now, though. The action is getting spiced up from Venom. He's now starting to close on Rafa.
Yeah, surprisingly good pace from Matthew. I mean, I don't think anyone really would have expected him to be up here fighting for the lead, but he is, and he's showing that he really has the pace to beat Rafa today. So Rafa's going to have to watch his back, I think, and really going to have to put up a fight for this.
Oh yeah, you're right there. I've got to agree. Matthew is showing some incredible pace right now. Sondre's not doing the best in the Renault, currently in 9th, still battling with Ollie. But right now, though, this is why Matthew is the champion. He's just showing great pace, great knowledge of the tracks, and just great moves and overtakes, and knows how to place the car and basically know when to overtake.
I think we were talking about different Matthews there. I was talking about Venom Matthew.
However, though, Venom and Rafa still 5/10. As it will stay on board with this battle, but if Matthew does get close to Diego, then Venom gets to Rafa, then we'll switch to them. As right now, though, it was a 5-way fight. It's only a 2-way fight now for P3. Could go to a 5-way fight if Lee starts picking up the pace. Now Venom's closing, but he isn't close enough. However, though, what about Matthew? Matthew in 3rd, takes move quite easy, but will Diego switch it? He's trying to, but the mediums are just not working. The hards are now starting to fit in Matthew's favour, and the pit stop for medium tyres is around about lap 12 to 15. So we could see the medium people pitting soon. Oh, well, Khan's lost another position to Lucas now, so you can tell the hards are now starting to work. Lucas Serra's now into 6th place, and slowly, oh, he almost hits the wall. Very close to the wall there. As Paco Suarez saying, Venom is F2 pace. I don't know if he's being serious or he's joking, but you can just prove that he's not F2 pace, and this is why he was promoted, and he's shown he deserves a win in this week's race. As now IRL F2 highlights have now just been updated. If you guys do want to check that out, it is in the YouTube channel's videos. Apologies for that. As right now, look, Venom is really closing the door to Rafa. As Matthew Alder has closed a little bit now to Venom, 3.8 seconds. Lost a bit of time there on the final hairpin corner, as there's battles behind Sondre versus Ollie Flavel. As Khan is starting to close the door a little bit now on Lucas again. As there's battles all over the track today. This is a track where you need to get out of the DRS red if you want to start catching the other driver ahead. And I also do apologise if you do hear some orbital sanders or drilling noises. My granddad is doing some work right now, so I do apologise if you do catch that in the stream.
Oh, Rafa's around.
Oh no, what's happened to Rafa?
In turn 1, obviously he didn't have the best exit and lost it. Down to P6, and now all of a sudden Matthew Collins is leading the race.
Two Matthews in first and second. Matthew Collins and Matthew Alder. People said Venom wasn't F1 pace, nowhere near F1 pace, and wasn't ready for it. And one of the drivers who did say that was Cameron Young, who's currently not in today's race. And Venom's just basically saying, you can say what you want, but I'm proving you wrong. And Venom is leading an IRL F1 race. Could we see him win today or even get a podium? Be a good way to see this youngster do well. As right now, though, Matthew Alder is in second, closing up though, because the hard tyres are now starting to work better than the mediums, as we've now noticed as why Rafa spun. As there's no other battles really on track right now.
Ollie's close enough to Sondre within DRS range. I think that's the closest battle that's on the track right now.
As the number 9 on the Renault, with the number 22 on the racing point of Ollie and Sondre. Diego's just got a 3-second pen. Remember, Diego's pitted now, I believe, hasn't he? Didn't Diego pit? No, who pitted? Oh, it was Can.
No, Diego didn't pit.
It was Can. I apologise. Can pitted.
Matthew Alder already almost in DRS range of Matthew Collins now. He's 1.7 seconds back, and he is closing that gap very, very, very quickly.
You are correct there. Is actually Brett and Khan are now going side by side. Brett needs to realise Khan was on the outside. You've got to give him space. You can't close the door. And Brett may think of a lunge. Oh, looks like he's going to hit the rear end of him. He does. Oh, luckily Khan didn't spin, or that would have been a big penalty there for Brett. Brett needs to be careful on those brakes. Those tyres aren't going to feel comfy, and Khan's just pitted. Just let him go and let him catch up with Ollie, and possibly could help your race. But Brett's getting really close on the braking zones compared to Khan.
In goes Matthew Collins from the lead of the race.
So Matthew Collins into the pits. Where will we see him come out on track? As we did see Khan at the P9. Now, Matthew Collins would like to be ahead of Sondre and Ollie, but it's not going to happen, so he's going to have to get some clear space, as Rafa's also in, and he will get some clean space, a lot of clean space in fact. No, not that much actually, because these two are fighting ahead, who still need to pit on a set of hard tyres. So Venom, net leader, has now come out of the pits. Now the gap between him and Matthew is currently 16.3 seconds, and I believe the pit stop round here is 20 seconds. So Matthew needs to start picking up the pace if he wants to try and win this race. but there's a lot of laps left.
Yeah, at the end he will be quicker, so I think you'll have to win this race on raw pace, which he certainly has. But overtaking on this track and pulling away is going to be quite a challenge, as we've seen the DRS trains at the start. So if Matthew wants this win, he's going to have to fight for it. That's Matthew Alder's going to have to fight for it.
Oh, yellows in sector 2. That's Brett. Brett is out. Brett is out of the race. Something has gone on. Hopefully we will get a little point of view of what happened. I do apologise if you hear banging in the background. That is a hammer going off right now. Paco's saying it's 19 seconds to the pit length. Well, thank you, Paco, for clarifying that. Have a look. We'll go on Sterling.
A lot more, like 4 more people in the pits.
That is weird. It looks like Brett has either been taken out or he's just lost control of the car and retired manually. Have a look. Ollie and Sondre in the pits. Battle Racing Point and the Renault, and there's more yellows. Oh, I think that's just for his car. And there's Ollie. Will Rafa get ahead of these? Yes, Rafa does, luckily. What about Jay though? Jay had the pit from the start. No. Have a look. Venom's now in 5th, challenging Lee Kelly. So Lee has actually jumped Venom. I didn't notice this. Lee has jumped Venom, and Venom must have got held up by something. I didn't realise this, and this actually now cost Venom possibly the win today, as now Diego's now the net leader. However, though, the gap between him and the leader is 15 seconds, so he's got a 5-second gap. As now Venom and Lee may start by, and there will be no Team 1s in McLaren, I don't believe. By any chance, mate, can you hear that knocking coming from my mic?
I haven't noticed it.
So it might not be picking up. That's so long as it don't pick it up. And there was a VSC. I didn't even see that. I didn't even know there was a VSC. My apologies.
Oh, that makes sense.
That's why I'm wondering how Venom got past. Well, thank you, Paco, for helping us out there. So Diego could win this race now, with Matthew getting kind of affected with that. And this helped Lee Kelly for podium position possibly though, but the McLarens are fighting each other, not fighting the Alpha ahead of him. As right now though, Venom is starting to close door. Alright, so there's another battle further down the track. Rafa.
I think it might be an idea for the McLarens to do a swap, although there's nothing really to fight for anymore, but seems like Matthew does have a bit more pace, and he could close up to Diego and get past Diego and make it easier for Lee.
You're correct there, as we just saw the overtake of Rafa overtaking Can. Now, Lucas is in. So the McLarens and the Alfa Romeo will jump him, as he's only just got into his box. Where will Lucas come out? Will Lucas come into this train? As we'll just notice, will he come into this train?
Looks like he'll come out just ahead of it. That was very, very
he's very lucky there. However though, Venom is now on attack, and it looks like Lee Kelly's got DRS failure or something. Oh, he's actually not in DRS range. It looked like he was. Lee is defending. Lee has been very silly in my opinion defending. If I was him, I'll just let Venom go. He is a lot faster, so he could help him out to salvage both their race. And there again, Lee and Venom almost come to blows. This was similar between Lee and Matthew. No one is giving each other space on the hairpin. However though, Venom now in 3rd. He's got a lot of time to catch up with Diego. That is a hammer, my friend. If you're wondering, that's my granddad smashing the bathroom up. So I do apologise. If it is too loud, I will mute my mic, but I'll turn it down. I do apologise for that.
You could, I think it'd probably work if you put it more to game sound.
Yeah, I'll do that now. Apologise, you won't see thingy. I do apologise for this, guys. It can't be helped. But, as right now, though, the McLarens are starting to attack, so Matthew's in. Oh, what about Lucas? Will Lucas jump him? Lucas will be in DRS range, Matthew will not. So Matthew's got no DRS range, and he's got Rafa to deal with as well. But remember, Lucas is on the same tyre compartments. We'll go back on board with Lee Kelly. Lee Kelly's on the inside of Venom, and he's got the move. Venom's trying to switch possibly, and can't make it work. Have a look. Matthew, Alder and Lucas. Matthew's managed to get a better exit than Lucas. And there we have it. Diego in the lead where he needs to be to try and salvage some points. So the stream could pick it up. If you can not hear it now, would be great. As I did realise it was starting getting big, but there's battles all over the track for second place, for fourth, for eighth, sorry, for seventh, sorry, between the Racing Points and the Renault. There's battles all over today. The only person who's not in a good battle today is Bran and Sterling, currently in 11th and 12th.
Yeah, Lucas is still within DRS range, within 5/10 actually of Matthew, so on the straight, he'll have that little benefit, and then by the time they get down to the hairpin, he might be able to make a move, and that would not be what Matthew wants, as actually Matthew gets a bad exit as well. Lucas really closes up, so now on the exit onto the straight, you'll have DRS, you'll have slipstream. He has a good amount of DRS as well.
As Venom is going on the inside of Lee Kelly. Got a switch though to Lucas, and it doesn't work. Lucas can't get by yet, but he's closing. This is now showing Matthew's got either an issue or he's trying to save his ERS. And now the hat banging has restarted and it's getting louder. So I'm just going to mute my mic for a minute. So if you want to just commentate over some drivers.
So the two McLarens obviously fighting quite a bit more maybe than they need to. I mean, what they need to be doing right now is catching back up to Diego. They're actually in a pretty good position as well, thinking about it. If they can just catch up to Diego, then they could end up with a 1-2 in this position, with Lucas maybe keeping Matthew Alder occupied. So yeah, the gap just under 2 seconds, but here comes Matthew Collins maybe once again, although he's a little bit further back, so maybe not this time around. And to be honest, maybe that's helping him, because it's a lot better than them fighting. Although he gets a better exit, he's going to be very, very close to his teammate. He might be able to make a move into this left-hander. No, he sticks behind. And maybe they can start trying to catch up, because actually Diego's getting away right now with these two McLarens paddling. It's not helping them out as well that they've Matthew behind them, who's quite quick. Lucas hasn't been able to close up enough to make a move, although he's sticking in DRS just about.
I am back now, guys. It's me on mic because he was about to start his drill, I could tell, so, and he might start it again. So if I do mute my mic, it will probably be for it like to the end of the race to interviews, so you may have to just do comms on your own.
Okay.
So my apologies for this. But yeah, yes, you're right. I've seen some good close battling, but Venom again is still far away. And actually, what's happened to Lucas? Lucas lost a lot of time from Matthew now, as Jay's just setting in for that 1:35.
That's just kind of Matthew's pace. Matthew's just a lot quicker right now.
It's good to see some pace.
These two McLarens fighting though, it's just not helping them out.
Paco, I'm used to it.
I think they need to like stop fighting and just let one car lead to try and make gains. Maybe one person pushes with their fuel to try and catch up, and then once they catch up, the other goes past and pushes. It would be a lot more beneficial for their team as a whole to catch up to Diego, because right now Diego just keeps getting away, and it looks like he's maybe going to come away with this win.
You're alright there. Venom is really getting held a lot because of this, and right now this is possibly going to cost both of these drivers, well, one of these drivers a podium, because right now Matthew is closing, now in DRS range.
Yeah, here he comes. Lee defends to the inside. He's going to go around the outside of his teammate. Will he be able to make it work? No, he has to stay behind. Gets pushed off a little bit.
Oh, his Can's lagged out. Can's no longer allowed. So Can, unfortunately, will be the next retiree because he can't rejoin.
Sondre and Ollie also going side by side at the exit of the hairpin. Sondre gets around Ollie and gets 7th place. Actually, look at this. Matthew Alder has closed up to these two McLarens now on much fresher tyres, so we should be able to make these moves quite easily.
So there we have it. You are right, Matthew is really closing now. Will we see a ball from the championship leader? Oh, champion. Or will he be able to get past? Oh, very late braking. Almost rear ends Venom. Gets through quite easily. Venom sees this. Basically tricks him. Will he get DRS? No, he won't, but he will be in slipstream, so he will get a double tour. Lee's still... Oh, Lee's actually just ahead, so he won't have DRS. But this is good for Venom. He's thinking about making a move, locking up. Matthew's basically sending it wide so he can help Venom a little bit here. And Venom and Lee are going side by side. Will there be contact? And no, Lee gets a better exit and Venom can do nothing right now. And Matthew's got past them both, and this is why he's the champion.
Yeah, no, Matthew can push on if the two McLarens can, like, if they don't fight too much, they can maybe just stick within his DRS and catch back up to Diego and get back in this fight for the win. Although we don't really know how penalties are going to work out in this as well. But yeah, it's actually looking like a really good ending, potentially, because you have Matthew catching up the two McLarens in the DRS, and by the end we could have 4 or 5 people going for the win.
Yeah, you are right there. It's right now, look. Lee Kelly is still getting attacked now by these two, and these two, if these two don't start picking up the pace, Lucas is slowly catching, and this is now... Lee's actually been saved a little bit here with DRS. Venom's thinking of it, but no, these two stay the same.
Yes, Matthew caught up a little bit. He is certainly catching Diego now.
Yeah, you are right there.
So this kind of DRS train that Matthew is leading is kind of pulling them closer. It's actually we're missing the fight again between Ollie and Sondre. Ollie gets back past Sondre for 7th place.
Well, we'll try and keep closer eye on that battle as well. But the reason we are missing it is because there's a big battle for P3 right now. With 2 cars, 1 teammate, and Lucas in the Toro Rosso.
Yeah, Lee just about still has DRS, although he is almost lost it. He's out of DRS range right now, although he still has DRS for the moment, so he might be able to close back up just. But it looks like with Matthew's pace, he is going to close up to Diego and pass him. But if Lee can stick with him, then we could see a proper fight at the end. And speaking of it, Lee without DRS, his teammate's going to come at him. He's going to look to the inside, maybe. No, he sticks behind for now. Although he gets a better exit.
But no, Lee gets a better exit out of that hairpin. Lee is really holding up his teammate. Lee should just back off, let him through. But in theory, they're both equal pace. But it's costing them time. Now Lucas has caught up. Could Rafa catch up? Because he's slowly catched up as well. So could we see Lucas getting a podium today as he's closing up on this battle? It's now a 3-way fight for P3. Sondre has lost a bit of time now to Ollie, a little bit now. Look, Matthew has caught up a lot. For just a split second there, the gaps between Lee Kelly and Matthew and Diego were the identical, exact same gap between each other. Right now, look, Lee is really under pressure now for 2 drivers. yet again, he's under attack by his teammate and now Lucas.
Yeah, and once again, Matthew is going to get a better exit than him. DRS in activation. It looks like he could get this done maybe even before the corner. He goes to the right, down the inside. Obviously, mate Lucas might get involved in this as well at the exit. He locks up a little bit, and he gets that move done. And could Lucas now be side by side? He is side by side with Lee. If Lee loses out to 2 cars now, he won't be too happy, and he just stays ahead.
Oh, yellows. I believe that's Can's car. Can's car is round. Don't know why, what's happened to Can's car, but Can's car's round. Even though it's his AI, I believe. So, Venom finally gets past Lee. Now he needs to try and pull a bit of a gap now. Like Matthew did. Can, mate, I can't send you another invite, mate. You can't rejoin the session. There's a glitch where if you join the session, you can cut every corner. So it's basically retiree, mate. So your car, I don't think, is really affecting anyone. And plus, spectators can't send invites. As yellows again, sector 2 and 3. I don't know why there's yellows in sector 2 and 3.
Yeah, it's Jay. Jay's gone off.
Oh,
and he's now out of points.
Yeah, he is out of the points. Do apologise for that,
There's actually no wing. Jay is no wing either, so he's going to have to
peel into the pits. As Lee Kelly almost... Lee is getting angry. He's starting to weave a little bit between Lucas and Venom. There was a bit of contact between these two just a minute ago, as we were on about Jay. Not that much contact, just a bit of a rear end tap. Right now, though. Jay's retired, so Jay has called it quits. I don't believe that's in the 90% rule, and it's a safety car. It is a safety car, as this ruined Matthew's race. Has Matthew got a fresh set of mediums? Will Diego pit? That's what I want to know. Will Diego pit?
In goes Diego.
Yep, he's got also a drive-through.
Matthew stays out.
Sondre's got a penalty.
Matthew is going to come in. Lee stays out.
Venom's in.
Lucas is also in. Rafa is going to come in as well. Oh, this is not good for Matthew, and not good for Lee either, who stayed out. He decided he's not going to double stack with his teammate, but...
You are correct there. It's not good for those drivers, but I've just got
everyone... Oh, this is not good.
I've got to cut you off.
Everyone behind them is pitting for fresh tyres, and now the top 2 are in a really bad position.
You are correct there, but I have to cut you off by mistake, mate. Diego's not going to get a podium in today's race. He's got a drive-through penalty. So has Sterling. Sterling's got a drive-through penalty. Both of these drivers sped, and Brand's been disqualified from the session from ignoring yellow flags. I'm not surprised. He's been ignoring the safety car all day. You know, it's only a bit of bants, Brand, but you are DSQ.
Looking at it now, that means Venom is in 3rd place, and he's going to be a lot quicker than the top 2. So he could get past the top 2 and go on to win this race.
Oh yeah, you are correct there, but remember, the safety car, I believe, will be out for 2 to 3 laps, so it'll be around about lap 32, so he has 2 laps to try and overtake Matthew. And Matthew is not the easy person to overtake. He's very good at defending. He's basically very good at everything, really. He's an alien, as Sondre does say. As he is leading today, right now, the safety car. Will we see what happened in Brazil? The safety car till... I believe the final lap, I believe it was, or something. But we'll have to wait and see. As remember, the glitch thing with the safety car is still in effect. So hopefully Matthew doesn't get caught up on this, or he will be disqualified. I believe we rolled, if that happens.
Yeah. If he gets a lap up on everyone, he'll be disqualified. But if it happens and he just passes and just stays ahead of the safety car, then lets it through when it comes in, then...
So there we have it. Brand's been disqualified, but he's still driving on track. Now, I'm just going to check race direction. I'm not going to check pens or anything. I'm just checking Brand, because Brand, it said to me, was disqualified. Wow, was that me? Or... I thought it said he was disqualified. I'll just check back stream just to make sure. I'll go back to the battle for the front. Sterling, yeah, it says here Bran was disqualified from the session, so that was actually a lie. That's the first time I've seen the Codemasters get that wrong. And it said he was, and he wasn't. So I don't know if that will be official. Is he disqualified, or will he still be in this race? Now, in my opinion, if he is disqualified, then he's out.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a glitch, sorry, we've just been told it is a glitch. Lewis Marshall has said it happened in F6. Well, thank you, Lewis, for letting us know. So Bran actually is still racing, but will the IRL admins make it an official disqualification? I believe it should be. As a bit of a joke, you know, as a bit of punishment for him. But, nah, all jokes aside.
Sterling's race has actually been saved as well. He's going to be able to catch up.
Sterling's race has been saved, so has Bran's a little bit if he can catch up the safe car quickly. Lewis, we don't know anything about disqualification. I think he is disqualified, isn't he? No, but all jokes aside, we know Bran isn't disqualified, it's just a glitch, so no one has to worry about that. I'm just trying to get into his head. But the people who are going to struggle in this restart is Can, Lee Kelly and Matthew Alder.
Yeah, and Diego, once the safety car comes in, he's going to have to serve his drive-through as well, I think, isn't he?
Yes, Diego will have to pit again for the drive-through.
And same with Sterling?
Yeah, Sterling's also got a drive-through. So Diego and Sterling can do 2 laps, then pit, do a drive-through to try and do a bit of damage limitation, but it's not really going to get him a podium or anything.
I've just noticed that somehow Sterling got ahead of Cam.
Cam might have run off track. And Can's... Now, I don't know, this might actually be a thing where... Remember, Can's AI, that's Can's AI, so that ain't actual Can, that ain't Can actually. So, as said, is in this lap, so we will be going off the light. Yeah, I don't know what's going. You're not really meant to overtake, but it might have been the glitch of the safety car where it's saying you can overtake this person, which was on the last game.
The safety car is now in this lap anyway. Master's going to be preparing for the restart.
You're correct there. Very interesting. Oh, Matthew doesn't get a good start. He loses the rear end, and this could possibly open Venom. Sorry, Lee Kelly into an attack position. Actually, I've just realised something. Will the DNS be enabled? There's only 2 laps. And there goes Diego. He's already on the attack on those soft tyres, miles faster. Already on the outside of Lee Kelly. What about Venom? Venom's seeing this battle. Could get a podium. Needs to start attacking though. He needs to push the car. Thank you, mate. Cheers for the good luck. I know we'll have a great battle in the next race we have for a championship. So it'll be nice. Oh, look at Venom being very ambitious. Going for a late lunge. And there's space. He tries to make it work. Can't finalise it. Diego gets through. Bit of issue with the connection. Almost contact again. Venom's going on the outside this time. Lee should just let him go. Lee needs to stop attacking. Venom's quicker. They will get more points. And Lee gets shoved off a little bit. Lee's getting feisty. Lee's got to watch out. Almost into the wall. This is chaos already between the McLarens. No love lost between these two. And this is... Oh, Diego now. Diego's struggling. Diego's lost the rear end. I don't think there was any wind damage. Venom's off. McLarens. Both McLarens are out. Both McLarens are out. Both McLarens are out.
In the same barrier, right next to each other.
Has this salvaged Matthew's race for a win? Remember, Diego still needs to serve his drive-through. Both McLarens are out, ladies and gentlemen. I thought I've seen it all, but that, I don't know what just happened.
Yeah, on the exit, Matthew tapped Diego, which meant that he had to kind of correct his car.
Oh, there's big battles further behind. Sondre, Ollie and Bran. Sorry to cut you off. It's almost a 4-way scrap for Sterling's also in the mix. And Sondre's being overtaken by Bran.
Yeah, Diego hit the Matthew hit the back of Diego, and he had to correct his car as that's Sterling going back on the inside of Sondre, although Sondre holds him off. But yeah, Matthew hit the back of Diego, which meant that he had to correct his car.
Sterling gets past.
Yeah. As again, Sterling gets back past. But yeah, Matthew hits Diego's car. He has to correct his car, which meant that he had a bad exit.
Yep, Diego's in.
Went down the inside of him, and with Matthew trying to correct his car, they both went off track.
Sterling's been disqualified. He ignored his drive-through penalty, so he has apparently been disqualified. Yeah, he has been disqualified, so that disqualification is official. He won't be happy with that. Williams' team won't be happy with that. So there we have it. Matthew on the last lap of the race, currently in the lead. Lucas, in second. Rafa salvaging. Excuse me, I've got hiccups. Salvaging for third place, it looks like, but trying to catch Lucas.
On Ollie around the outside, he tried it, but he couldn't make it work.
As Ollie's already showing the Racing Point team, he can score them points. Brand's going on the outside though, can't make it work. Very defensive driving there from Ollie. We will get ready to go on board with Matthew though, because he will be coming around the final corner very soon. Right now though, Sondre's got damage, Alder says, so Sondre has damage, that's why he's backed off. As we will go on board with Matthew Alder, the champion of this season. Will he be able to wrap up the constructors? I think he can today. I don't know if it will be official. If you can have a look if it will be official, Kevin, at the end of this race. But Matthew takes the win. Rafa second. Ollie takes third. Ollie is third, coming back after some personal reasons he had to leave. He's come back in the Racing Point as he just loses his front wing, gets rear-ended by Brand there, and Ollie comes back for comeback for P3. And I believe that was Rafa in second. So Lucas loses a podium out of that. Did finish him on the podium, but loses it in the end. Brand in fourth, I believe. But that's the man again on the top step of the podium. Only one man touched him at the most of the season, but unfortunately had to leave after he knew he couldn't win the championship. But there we have it. Matthew Alder, top step of the podium with Rafa second and Ollie coming back with the Racing Point in third. So there we have it. Rafa, another podium victory. Red Bull are getting those podiums now and just basically helping them in the constructors to close up, I believe, on the cars ahead. I believe the team is Haas. I believe, I could be wrong. Alfa Romeo. And there we have it. Matthew Alder is the only person who didn't have a penalty. So well done for him. So Matthew wins today's race. Did he get the fastest lap? I don't think he did. What's the fastest lap? 13.2 might be.
That's Lucas. A 13.
Yep, it's Lucas. Lucas did a 13.2. So Lucas in fifth gets the fastest lap. Matthew Alder first, Rafa in second, Ollie is in third, Brandon in fourth, Lucas in fifth with the fastest lap, Sondre in sixth from starting 12, gained 6 positions, good job for him. Diego in seventh, disappointing from him as he looked like he could have won today's race. Can in eighth, Lee Kelly and Venom took each other out, basically like the Ferraris did in Brazil. Hopefully we don't see that in Brazil. Jay in 11th, Brett in 12th, Verstappen in 13th, Lewis Curtis, who DNF'd on lap 1, in 14th, and Sterling unfortunately didn't realise he had a drive-through, gets disqualified from today's race. So he will be a bit frustrated with that. But that is the top 3. So if you could invite the top 3 for interviews, Kevin, and then when you've done that, could you work out the constructors?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. As we do have a bit of radio chat.
There you go.
Cheers, man. So I'll invite the top 3 is you can do the calculation to see if Renault Oh, my throat's going. If Renault have won the constructors while I invite him. As I will tell you what the points were. As the invites have been sent out for the podium interviews. So I'm still waiting. I'll check that now for you know. I believe he finished 6th. Yeah, he did, he finished 6th.
So that's 8 points. Then Diego was 8th.
I'll check now for that as well. While I wait for the interviews to join. He finished 7th.
7th. 6 points. Okay, so
As I don't know if top 3 are coming for interviews. So I'll let you do that calculation for you.
So 40. Okay, so the gap is 82 points. Is that enough?
Well, next race is the final
I don't think
race.
it's enough.
Next race is the final race.
Oh, well, it is. Yeah, they've got the constructors then.
Right. Well, actually, didn't they get the constructors last week? Because it was 55 points when I checked. No, they didn't. No, ignore me. Ignore me. No, ignore me. Oh, Rafa has joined, so we will have one interviewer.
Yeah, if it was 55, then they would have had like an 80.
Yeah, so they've won it then. So Renault are confirmed constructors champions, so they've done the double. They'll stop the Alfa Romeo team doing the triple in the constructors. As now we have Matthew, Ollie and Rafa. And we're going to go with the race winner today first, with Matthew Alder. Make sure I don't actually have him on mute, and I don't. Actually, I can't even hear him because he's not. I've got Nat type actually probably with him. Okay, since he's gone then, we'll start with Rafa then. Well, Rafa, I've got to say, you looked like you were going to win today's race, and unfortunately, as he keeps left again, unfortunately a mistake happened and you spun. Could you tell us what happened in that little spin?
Well, yeah, I just obviously lost control of my car, so yeah, I just made an error, lost my rear, and didn't really catch it. Couldn't really catch it. So yeah.
Well, yeah, you're alright there. Some drivers do make mistakes, but I've got to say though, were you expecting a podium position, and were you expecting what happened between the McLarens? Basically, destructing each other's races and going both into the wall.
I think I was looking fine on penalties. I only had 1 penalty, so I thought maybe I had an outside chance of still getting the podium. And like the McLarens were fighting pretty much from when the VSC came out, I think. So I was just hoping for them to hold each other up, and yeah, that's what they did. And then in the end, they just blew each other up as well, which yeah helped me obviously.
Well, one other question. You did beat your teammate in quali, which was a good result, and you got a win. You were moved to first place last week since your team unfortunately got a 10-second penalty with the incident between him and Can. Do you think the Red Bulls could challenge next season if you two are teammates again? Challenging for the top step against Matthew and other drivers like him?
I mean, I guess. I think Jay is pretty quick, and so am I. So I don't really see why we shouldn't be able to win the constructors title together. If we just keep it clean and give it our best every week, we should be fighting for the championship.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. Oh, then final question: it is Brazil next week. How are you at that track, and where do you think you're going to finish compared to the grid?
It's probably my favorite track on the game, and like my best track on the game as well for pace. So yeah, I don't want to make any predictions because like I'm gonna end up spinning again like I did today. So yeah, we'll just see what happens.
Well, okay then. Well, good result getting, I believe, second place after that spin you had. Good recovery drive. I hope we'd see you on the podium next week, hopefully with a win again. And good luck for next week, and thank you for doing this little interview.
Thank you, mate.
Anytime. Well, Matthew Alder will be next. Well, Matthew, Constructors Champions has been wrapped up now, so you've done the double. I'm surprised Sondre is a champion. But how does it feel overall that you two are Constructors Champions and you're the Driver Champion out this whole season?
Well, it feels nice. I mean, obviously it was gifted to us because Diego and Louis were both better drivers and Louis left, but that's fine because it wasn't our choice for Louis to leave. But definitely Sondre was quite good at the start of the season. He did well for a bit at the end, but it was good enough.
Do you think you'll be able to do this next season if you have Sondre as your teammate again, or whoever you have as your teammate, be able to do the double again, or do you think it's going to be more of a challenge next season in the championship fight with the constructors and the drivers?
Well, we don't know who's going to be in next season, but if it's the same grid, I think with the teammate that I want, then I think we'll win it.
Well done. I haven't really got any more questions to ask, except you've done a very great race today, a very recovery drive race from starting at the back of the grid. With a bit of connection issues at the start, unfortunately you left the session in quali. But yeah, I haven't really got what else to say except well done on your race. And Kevin, have you got anything to ask him?
I can't even hear him.
Oh, you can't hear him.
I think I've not typed with him.
Ah, right, yeah, it's not typed. Is there anything you would like to ask him before I ask him?
Not really. Just kind of congratulations. Well, I mean, how was the your drive back through the field? I mean, did you expect a win at all from where you were starting? Did you think even a podium was possible?
Did you hear that, Matthew? Right. He said, how was your recovery drive, was it? Yeah. From the back, getting through the field to winning the race. How did it feel?
And did he expect?
Because my start was really good as well.
Starting where he did
at the start, just went onto the right. I don't know why, but he wanted to for some reason. Presumably to avoid all the carnage. And then I don't even know what happened in the safety car, but Verstappen bombed Ollie and Sterling on that one, so that gave me a couple of positions from that as well, and then crashed in the safety car. So that put me in P5, I think. And especially with Jay taken out of the equation, I knew I could have won it from there. And then obviously the hards work got better, but then the mediums at the end of the mediums thing. So I was gradually catching up to Venom after Rafa spun. And I also had a 5-second stop go as well.
Oh, we didn't catch that. We didn't know you had a 5-second stop go. We actually thought you had no penalties.
Yeah, I actually noticed that, but I wasn't gonna. I didn't really point it out.
All right, Kevin actually did notice it. Well, I ain't got. Well, neither of us have got else to say. Except the final question for you, my friend, is Brazil. How do you feel around that track?
Average, maybe. if I'm gonna win, it's gonna have to be me probably just following Rafa actually for most of the race, and then having an extra penalty.
Okay then. Well, we'll see if you guys can get a 1-2 for Renault, as Red Bull did show they got 1-2 last week, but unfortunately that was stripped away with Jay's penalty. But thank you for this little interview. Great recovery drive from the back of the grid to win today's race, Matthew, and very well done at winning the Constructors' Championship as well and the Drivers' Championship. We do now have Ollie, I believe, in the party. Kevin, if you want to do his interview, since I'll let you have the last one.
Yeah, so Ollie, your race was, I mean, until the very end, with the safety car, it was kind of, you were in no man's land, just with, you got a little fight with Sondre that me and Jared picked up on here and there, although we were so focused on the fight for the podium that we didn't catch much of it. But yeah, how was your race from your perspective?
Well, I had a bit of a mare in qualifying. At the end of my quali lap, I stomped on the brakes because I wanted to start on the hards and try to stick with the train, but I didn't. I still improved on the lap, which put me on like really old medium to start the lap, the race. So I was alright. During the race, I just didn't feel as I had the pace to keep up with the likes of Rafa, and I think even when he was on the hards and I was on the mediums, I couldn't keep up with him. So it got to a stage where me and Sondre were working together just to try to preserve each other's resources, but we didn't have the smoothest of transitions because of and it's just the way we overtook each other. Like Sondre, for example, had no ERS and DRS, and then you just stopped in a straight third and go past, or you had a bad braking into the hairpin. So it wasn't the smoothest, so we lost time through that, as well as not being able to be quick enough to hold up. But I was trying to be consistent, and I was being consistent. I had gotten a penalty up to the stage of the safety car. But, I got 2 warnings in the last 2 laps, one from going wide the corner for the second sector by barely anything, and the other one on the last lap by getting a tank slapper and going wide turn 1, which in the end lost me P2 to Rafa because I had no penalties at the stage, but that's just the way it goes. I'm happy with P3.
Yeah, I mean, by the end, like when you saw the safety car come out, like what were you thinking?
Brandon was in the party with me, and he was like, oh, I could really use it with the safety car right now. I could really use it with the safety car right now so I don't get lapped. And I was like, and then the issues came out, and then we all like lost our marbles. And I was secretly happy. I ran the numbers and I saw that I was the only person bar Blizzard did not have any penalties, so that was good. I thought to myself, just be consistent for the last 3 laps, which I couldn't do. I ended up losing that P2 to Rafa.
Yeah, in the end it ended up being pretty good for you. Next race, Brazil, final race of the season. What are you thinking?
It's an average track. I mean, I'm nothing special compared to the likes of Rafa, Blizzard and Jay and Jig and all that lot, so I'll just pick up the scraps.
Okay, congratulations on your P3 and good luck for next week.
Cheers.
Well then, I believe that is everyone for the interview today. I don't think Sondre will be joining. I have asked him if he wants to join, but I don't think he is. Well, Kevin, it's been a very great race, and you're going to have a lot of fun with the highlights, which should be posted around about Wednesday to Friday. So
yeah,
it'll be in that timeline.
The highlights were a bit late. I should be on top of them this time. I also.
That's fine, mate. We all have.
As well, so it should be all good.
Yeah, that's fine, mate. We all have lives to live, you know. We can't expect it on the exact day. It doesn't matter that much, but you know, whenever you can do it, would be great. But yeah, it's been a great race, and I've enjoyed it. What about you, Kevin?
Yeah, it was quite an amazing race. I'd say one of the best of the season, to be honest. I mean, it had everything from safety cars, battles for the win, people like showing up you didn't really expect, and also 2 teammates colliding, which is always controversial, but yeah, it had everything, and it was a really, really great race.
Well, I did say Sondre hasn't messaged me back wanting to join. Now he just wants an invite, so we'll quickly invite him there quick. He is on his TNR account, isn't he? I'll probably do it, but it'll have to be quick. I'll invite that one, then I'll invite his other one. Is he on his TNR one? So I have sent to both accounts as now he is on his TNR one. So hopefully we don't have a NAT type problem with him. And he is in. So the bottle is in. Well then, Bottle Haug, gotta make sure your thing is on always allow.
Always.
Oh, I've got that type with Sondre as well.
Oh, that's great. Kevin's got that type of Sondre as well.
Hang on, I'll leave and rejoin.
Oh, well, I'll get on with the interview and then I'll let you do the last question. Well then, Sondre, Constructors Champion. I thought I'd never see the day. But all jokes aside, well deserved. You've done it at Germany. And how are you feeling at this moment? Winning the Constructors and becoming a Constructors Champion with the teamwork you did with Matthew Alder?
Well, feeling pretty good about it now. I do know that my teammates have carried the big load during the season, taking the large points while I tried to pick up what I can pick up. And I've had some races where I've managed to contribute a little, and pretty happy with it in the end. Although, as I said, yeah, Matthew did take the big load.
Oh yeah, you are right there, as I've just been disconnected from the lobby. Have you got NAT type now with Sondre, Kevin, still?
No, I haven't.
Alright, that's good. Well, I don't really know what else to ask you really, except what happened with the battle between you and Al. You were fighting really close, and then I believe it was Sterling who got past you, and then you fell off the pace, and a friend of yours, Halvor, I believe that was Tijonis, did say you had front wing damage. So was that the case, or did you just back off to save your tyres?
Nah, I didn't have wing damage. It was just like I knew that I had 9 seconds of penalty, and you only had 3, so no, that he had no penalty. So like I could have battled him, but I knew that it wouldn't actually gain me anything. So kind of just tried to let him stick to it, and so he could try to get something out of it. Like we did help each other during the race, trying to pull on each other, but I believe he mentioned it too, that like we couldn't really catch much on the people ahead of us. So, and also I messed up a few of the transitions.
Oh yeah, we did see that. As unfortunately we didn't catch most of that battle, but Kevin did let me know it was a good battle, going side by side most of the time, and those battles all over the track today, especially with your teammate being very sensible with the opportunity moves he made. But I ain't really got any more questions to ask you, so Kevin, I'm going to let you ask him the final question, if you both can hear each other.
Yeah, I can. I don't really have a question to ask, so to be honest. You kind of asked more or less everything.
I meant the Germany one, the next race one.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so next race being Germany.
Oh, it's in Germany again?
No, it's Brazil.
It's not.
Brazil, I meant Brazil.
Okay. Okay, I'll have my head right now. Yeah, next race Brazil. Obviously, you know, you haven't got a 1-2 with Matthew yet. You've won the Constructors. Do you think there'd be any way that you could maybe come through and get that 1-2 that you maybe deserve as a team?
With luck, possibly. But I'll expect Matthew to be up there, but my pace isn't bad in Brazil. It's I just can't battle with Matthew, Jay, Rafa, those guys. So unless I get any luck and maybe 1 or 2 of them crash out, something like that, then I highly doubt it. But with some luck and some practice, maybe, or maybe I'll just do donuts.
Well, looking maybe a bit more realistically, do you think you'd be like looking at top 5 or?
It depends. Flawless race and maybe up to the top 5, but it's hard to say.
Okay. Congratulations on your race, although I'm not really sure if you'd be so happy with it, although P6 seems pretty good. But yeah, congratulations anyway, and good luck for next race.
Thank you.
Well, thanks Sorhaug for the little interview there, the late one. As there will be no more interviews for the end of today, as we will be now wrapping up the stream. But me and Kevin did say it was a great race. But if you want to see more content of this action-packed racing, you'll be joining us tomorrow, F2 and F3 at 4:30 UK time, where there'll be more crashes and battles all over the track possibly. Only time will tell. But I've been your commentator, Jared Fosbury. I was IRL Neon. I've been joined by Kevin.
Yep.
Known as Next Suspect. And if you want to see more content, join us for the finale next week at Brazil at same time, 6 o'clock UK time. So take care, goodbye for now.